Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I support this amendment. I think that trade adjustment assistance is essential, but I do think that it should be clear that trade adjustment assistance is no substitute for a new trade policy that recognizes that too often one of our leading exports from America has been American jobs. I am among those who've really sought to have a new trade policy, a 21st century trade policy that recognizes the importance of worker and environmental standards. We heard much about the desire for that new policy from President Obama during his campaign. We have heard comments to that effect from him since the campaign and from Ambassador Kirk. But I think it's been a little heavier on the speeches than it has been on actually changing the trade policy. Clearly, with reference to investment, where foreign investors are given preferential opportunities to work through their preferential arbitration panels rather than through the American court system like other Americans do, that the policies of the prior administration and of this administration, you cannot tell the difference. For me, the role that the public plays in different aspects of the public, workers, environmental concerns raised during the process of negotiating these agreements and in considering them remains very important. And there again, there has not been a change in the policy of this administration to match the general statements that it has made about the need for a change. So I see the amendment as the minimum that we can and should do as a part of this agreement to assure that those workers who are displaced by these agreements receive the support that they need to find new jobs with new skills, but also recognize that a number of the agreements that we have entered in the past, agreements that I personally have voted for as trade agreements, have not lived up to their promise, have not lived up to the rhetoric about how much they would do to build jobs here at home, and may very well have contributed to building and creating more jobs abroad than here. And I think we have to consider that as we fashion our broader trade policy, and I hope that we begin to see more change in that trade policy than we have seen to date. I yield back.